Honestly, and that's what makes DC's victory so much better, because I didn't see it coming. And I'm really happy it did happen for him, because he's a great guy and he deserves it. He's been through a lot of, you know, a lot of hardships in his life. And to see where he is now is fantastic. Now, I'm not the best friends with Daniel Cormier, but I've got a good relationship with him. You know, I'm not like one of his boys in his inner circle. I can't pretend to be, but I have a good relationship with him. Obviously, I work with him regularly. Great guy, great family man, hardworking, dedicated. You know, and for all the ball busting and what that he does, still very humble. You know, a lot of similarities to myself, to be honest. I said all those good things about him and then say them about me. No, but I think that's why we get on, is what I'm saying. And yeah, to go out there and become, you know, the double champ. DC used to stand for default champ. Now DC stands for double champ, which is pretty remarkable. It really is.
Yeah.
So God bless him. And he's going to make a ton of money now.
It's the most
I don't know
impressive.
how the pay-per-views were. Google, just Harrington, just Google 226 pay-per-view buys while Lewis says something of no consequence.
The early numbers say it's slightly under 400,000.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's not.
That's
It's nothing. It's not, I don't think it's that surprising, because there's nobody that's that crazy. I think we're in the era of, if you're in the 400,000 to 500,000 range, that's the new 750,000 to $1 million. It's just, there's so many pay-per-views. There's a few stars that they really, really push. And I think if you do 400,000 to 500,000 buys, I think that's very, very good today in MMA for UFC. If you look at all their numbers, it seems like all the pay-per-views have been a little bit lower.
And not to mention the fact that there's fights nearly every weekend. There's MMA on other channels, other products, and all this type of thing.
Supply and demand.
And TV viewership. I mean, I don't know about this for sure, but I think I'm right. I think TV viewership across the board is down. Anyway,
people steal it.
You know,
people steal it, dude. I was playing video games with just some fans around the country, right? But we'll shout out. We do have a couple BYM fans that play Fortnite with me, which is pretty fucking great. And my username PR Rattlesnake, if you guys want to play. But every one of them, it was crazy. Every single one of them. This is a different generation, because these are 18 to 25-year-old kids that are college kids, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go order UFC 226 now, guys. I'll see you later. They're like, order it. They're like, dude, just go to this fucking one subreddit with free fights. And they said the stream is perfect. They're like, go to this other website.
Really?
Every one of them. This is like, I played with a few different, probably 4 or 5 different kids that day. They were like, yeah, we're not paying for it. So I think a huge reason why there's a big decline in pay-per-view buys is because this generation who's getting into MMA now, I think a vast, vast majority of them just aren't paying for it. They get it online, or they watch the highlights afterwards. It's just not the same thing.
I think you're right, and I've never really thought about that, but that is definitely a part of it, because even on your phone, everybody has a smart device these days, and even on your phone, you can stream it on your phone. And I've never streamed a UFC pay-per-view. I have no need, but I've streamed boxing fights that happen in the UK that aren't airing in the US. You know what I mean? Like, say when there's a boxer that I know that I follow from the UK and I want to see that fight, I cannot, even if I wanted to, pay for the pay-per-view in the US. So I put it on Twitter or whatever, then I get links to streams, and it's super easy. I don't even need to be sat on a computer or a laptop. My phone will do it. So that's actually a good point when you think about it. Nearly every, I mean, unless we're talking third world countries and people in poverty and whatnot, most people have a smart device these days, and they can do it very easily. The
streaming is getting stronger, cheaper, better. I mean, dude, 5 years ago, I used to get the, it was sports, whatever, firstrowsports.eu was the website back in the day. I don't even know, it probably still exists, right? Which I'm not telling, in fact, bleep the name out, because I don't want to fuck. Is that going to be hard? Fuck it, don't bleep the name out. I don't give a shit.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, Lewis.
The point is, I used to go there back in the day, and it was very annoying to watch the fight, because it would come in very blurry. It would stop and go, and you have to find they'd have a bunch of links. You'd have to find the right one. But now dude, the technology is there where you just get a perfect stream. So why would
I don't have. Go on, sorry.
But why would these 18-year-old kids, if they can do it now? Now, if you have it at your fingertips, you click a button and it's free, and there's a subreddit set up. It's like free fight streams or something like that. Why wouldn't you go do it? I don't understand why I spent the $65.
I'm away out of the house, and Callum is still choosing to spend the fucking $65 on the pay-per-view. Stream it from Reddit. Callum! The little shit. He buys the pay-per-view every time, but he definitely knows how to stream it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And that's what they do. They counterbalance the revenue they lose for that by charging now $65 for the baseline pay-per-view. And it used to be, I mean, when did it jump from 45 to 65? That just happened out of nowhere.
No, I went to 40 to 50 to 59, now to 65.
It's crazy.
Also, another thing as well, I don't have one, and I need to get one because I do miss a lot of English TV. But apparently there's these boxes, I forget what you call them now, and you can get pay-per-views, brand new movies, TV channels from all over the world.
It's like Fire Stick or something?
Firebox or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. I don't know what they're called. That sounds like a big lie, but I don't. Yeah. I would like one though because I want the English TV shows. I do miss a bit of Come Dine With Me.